We begin our Sunrise Smart Start with breaking news overnight. One man is in custody and a baby is safe after police swarmed a home in northwest Rochester.
That scene all happened just before 10 o'clock on Glenwood Avenue near Tacoma Street. It began as a call for someone maybe with a gun and a domestic issue going on. Police quickly shut down the area and surrounded the house. RPD says officers made contact with the man inside, who eventually came out holding his 10-month-old. Now that 25-year-old suspect was detained. He's facing menacing and gun charges. No one, including the infant, was injured.
It's been 3 weeks since 4-year-old Axel Hernandez was killed by his father in a murder-suicide in Greece.
Advocates around New York, since news of this case, have been expressing more concern about a lack of protections in place for kids in a custody battle. Jacqueline Franchetti is one of them, who's been pushing for Kira's Law, that is named in memory of her daughter, who she lost a decade ago. Similar to Axel, Kira was killed by her father in a murder-suicide in 2016. She's been pushing the legislation she believes will allow the courts to do more to better protect young victims. First, it requires a full review of any claims of domestic violence before you grant custody or visitation hours to a parent. The bill would also mandate judges to go through even more training to spot signs of domestic violence, among other issues.
Judges are not properly skilled, nor are they properly trained when it comes to assessing what are life and death situations. We need a culture of safety, and we have a culture right now of who cares, and that absolutely has to change.
Meantime, there's also action happening here locally to protect other children. Advocates at Willow Domestic Violence Center, they are pushing for local police to conduct a danger assessment when they go out to a call for domestic violence.
Have there been threats against you and your children? Is there a lethal weapon available in the home? Have you experienced particular kinds of incidents? And I think that those questions help us get to the root of when a survivor might be in especially, in real danger for their lives at that moment.
The day before Axel was murdered, his mom, Alexis Hernandez, spoke with the county deputy, expressing her concerns for her son's safety. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office says they've gone back to review if that call should have been handled differently. If you or a loved one is going through domestic violence, there are resources 24/7. You can call the state's help hotline. That's 1-800-942-6906. At Willow, that number is 222-7233. And if there's immediate danger, call 911.
The Pima County Sheriff says Nancy Guthrie's family members are not suspects in her disappearance.
Guthrie, the mom of the Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, was last seen at her house in Arizona more than 2 weeks ago. Investigators are using new technology to try to analyze other evidence, hoping for a breakthrough. And there's that backpack the suspect was seen wearing in surveillance video outside her home. You see images there. It is only sold at Walmart. They're working with the company on records. Authorities are also looking at DNA found on gloves near Guthrie's home, which appear to match the ones the suspect had on in images from a doorbell camera the night she vanished.
If they're able to match the DNA from inside that residence with the glove they found on the outside, then that's where you got the home run. Was the ski mask, the backpack, and all the holster, all those things, were they bought at the same time? If that's the case, that's going to really narrow it down.
In a new interview with a newspaper outlet Monday, President Trump said he would ask the DOJ to seek the death penalty for whoever is responsible if it turns out Nancy Guthrie is killed. Authorities say they still believe she's alive.
Construction of the new Bill Stadium is on hold until further notice. Graffiti was found on the project site over the weekend. Gilbane Turner, the group leading the construction, is investigating in partnership with trade contractors and unions. The graffiti was found in several secure locations in both finished and unfinished parts of the stadium. Work was shut down less than 2 years ago for a similar investigation into a suspected hate symbol on site, with law enforcement finding it to not be malicious. In a statement, Gilbane Turner says, quote, "We work diligently to create a job site environment that everyone can be proud of. This behavior is unacceptable and does not reflect the standards we expect on this project."
Just about 7 minutes to go until top of the hour. At 7, your sunrise traffic updates here. Yes, a little bit of fog. You can see some haze there at the top of our screen from our Greater Rock Sky Eye. That's the only issue out on the roadways currently. We do check that. Morning commute. every morning throughout CBS Mornings when we see you during our half-hour local news and weather cut-ins. The biggest party in the world is back for today's Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. Later today in New Orleans, crowds decked out in the traditional purple, green, and gold will fill the streets for all the parades and marches in the French Quarter and beyond. This is the last day of carnival season before Ash Wednesday, where people have all the rich, fatty foods in preparation for the fasting season of Lent. The festivities have been around for about 200 years. Each year goes on for about 10 days with all the parades and celebrations, lining the routes for that, catching beads, and it builds up to the Rex Parade.
The holy month of Ramadan begins at sundown. Muslims around the world will be observing by fasting from dawn to sunset. It's a time to focus on prayer, reflection, and community. Ramadan lasts until mid-March.
Big wins in Italy for Team USA at the Winter Games, adding 2 more medals to the overall count. Women's hockey is moving on as well to the gold medal game later this week. 2 of the 3 Americans who took part in the monobob competition are going home with some hardware. Alana Myers-Taylor, Kaylee Armbruster-Humphreys both made the podium. Myers-Taylor with the gold. That's her 6th medal, but first gold. Armbruster-Humphreys came up with the bronze. Both had previously competed in 5 Olympics, and they've got more to go with competition this year. U.S. women's hockey 5-0 after beating Sweden in the semis. They have outscored their opponents 31-1. That'll get them to the gold medal matchup Thursday as they take on their rivals again, Canada, who edged out the Swiss in the other semi 2-1. Both Team U.S. figure skating pairs did not make the podium. Emily Chan and Spencer Howell came in 7th. Danny O'Shea and Ellie Kam came in 9th. But O'Shea and Kam really came through when it mattered, helping the Americans figure skating team get gold in the team event. Amber Glenn is on ice today. That's the single figure skating qualifier.
You have the chance to cheer on a hometown Olympian today.
You can do it at home, on Peacock, or in person at Bristol Mountain this morning. A community watch party for the men's aerial freestyle qualifying round. Chris Lillis is representing the red, white, and blue. It's a free event if you want to go cheer them on at the Rocket Lodge. Doors opening in 5 minutes. Live coverage, weather permitting, begins at 7:30. The current medal count, Norway in the lead with 28, 12 of those being gold. The host nation in second with 23. USA in third with 6 gold, 8 bronze, or 8 silver and 5 bronze.
Wicked is flying back into Rochester, and we're getting a rare behind-the-scenes look before the curtain goes up. This week, the Broadway blockbuster returns to the West Her Auditorium Theater for a 2-week run, but this morning, our cameras will be allowed inside for the load-in. Crews will capture the massive production as it transforms from trucks to stage, a unique technical look at how the magic comes to life. We will, of course, update you on all of that on air and online at rochesterfirst.com.
It's been about 7 or 8 years, and everyone excited to be coming back. Still loving these nice mild temps here.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are really happy about what they see with those numbers. 42 degrees, we're already there. We're just kind of holding on that number. The fog this morning, that's a big concern, especially west of Rochester. But otherwise, the next one is tomorrow. Wintry mix for you in the morning. Some ice, sleet in there as well, especially right along Lake Ontario.
And some colder temps there, getting ready to close out the month next week. This morning, 9 o'clock, we'll be talking chicken, running, whatever else pops up on the podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise.
Always got to talk about chicken.
Laugh.
I wasn't laughing about your chicken. I'm so sorry.
It's not mine. It's
yeah,
his.
it's
I'm
mine.
so sorry. Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. CBS Mornings up next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on rochesterfirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.